Hello and welcome to Thea Foundations applying for a Thea Art Closet grant. We are excited about your willingness to get artistic supplies and creative materials in your classroom. Elementary school teachers up to $1,000, middle school teachers up to $1,500, and high school teachers up to $2,500. We have a video for you to watch here in a second, but before you watch that video, I just want to go over a couple of things that will be really helpful for you to have at your disposal, so it'll make it easier for you when applying for your Thea Art Closet grant through Donors Choose. First, this is only going to probably take about 20 to 25 minutes of your time, especially if you have this material in front of you. First, gather the information and materials you need before going on to apply for the grant. That's just going to make it easier for you. So some things that you need to have ready is a description of your students. List that you're a public school teacher, what percentage of your students are on free or reduced lunch. Further describe that your students, that they're in need. This is going to be about 80 words that you're going to need. Description of your project. What you really want to do with these artistic supplies and your creative material. The description should include what you want to accomplish with this project. Examples: to introduce my students to printmaking, or to supply my dance students with shoes and dance clothes because most of them can't afford them. Again, this is going to be about 80 words. You're also going to need a photo of your classroom without the students. This will be uploaded during the application process, so either go take a photo of your classroom on your phone or look for one on your computer. That you will need that for the application process. Also, a list of items that you wish to order. During this grant process, you will be asked to go shopping. You are going to shop for the artistic supplies and creative materials that you need. So the items that must be ordered from certain vendors, and these are some of the examples that you are going to need and some of the suppliers that you have. So again, if you have the list ready to go, it's going to make the shopping process a little bit easier for you. And this is going to be a step-by-step process, and this all is going to be explained in the video for you so you can see it as well as that you can read it here in this introduction. You're going to complete your application process through Donors Choose, as you will see in the video. Now, once you have submitted your Donors Choose application, we say this in the video, but I say it again, it's really important that you notify us that you've applied. What I want you to do, as soon as you hit that submit button and Donors Choose, I want you to email Nick Leopoulos, our Assistant Director of Thea Foundation, at nick@theafoundation.org, and I want you to let him know your name, your school, and that you have submitted your Thea's Art Closet grant request through Donors Choose. If you have any questions, he's going to be able to answer your questions for you. Thank you so much for being here with us today. We look forward to working with you this school year. Thank you for everything you do for arts education in the state of Arkansas. The Thea Foundation is here to help you. Just so you know, the Thea Foundation is here to advocate for the importance of arts and the development of our youth. Please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions. Again, Thea's Art Closet is here to help you with those artistic supplies and creativity that you want to put in your classroom. Hope you enjoy the video. Look forward to seeing your project descriptions and to see the photos and videos after you get those supplies. Thanks so much. Recording. We are glad to have you here today. What we're going to do is we're going to walk you through how to really quickly and easily apply for a Thea Art Closet grant. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take you to the Thea Foundation webpage. So what we're going to do is we are going to go to www.theafoundation.org. That's www.theafoundation.org. And once you get to our website, there's going to be lots of information here for you. I really want you to take time after this video and look at all the great things that we're doing. For example, we have Thea Paves the Way coming up in September 22nd. But today I want to focus on Art Closet so you can find a way to get artistic supplies and creative materials in your classroom. So right here where it says Thea Foundation, what we do, we are going to go to Thea's Art Closet. So Thea's Art Closet, and then that's going to pull up, and there's going to be lots of great information here about Thea's Art Closet. Again, I do want you to come back and read all this great information about what it is Thea's Art Closet does, what we've done, more information about Donors Choose, who we partnership. But again, for the purposes of this, we are going to make sure that you know how to quickly and easily apply to get those artistic supplies and creative materials in your classrooms. So right here, we're going to get started. Now this Get Started button takes us to Donors Choose. Right here, we're at the Donors Choose website. Now what I'm walking you through today is this is under the assumption that you do not have a Donors Choose account already. If you do have a Donors Choose account already, you can kind of jump forward and go to your account. But what I'm going to do is start walking us through like we do not have an account right now. We're going to get started. We are going to, of course, read and make sure we know all the rules. We're going to set up a teacher's account. I am a full-time educator employed by a public school or a Head Start program. I am a full-time educator employed by a public school. Yes. I spend at least 75% of my time working directly with students. Yes. I am not a principal, administrator, staff developer, substitute, or volunteer teacher. So that means I am a teacher. Yes. And you are committing to posting projects for materials that my students will directly use experience. So these creative materials and artistic supplies you are going to use in the classroom. Look, you're eligible. So now let's get started. Now this fine print. This is all that good legal stuff. Read all this good stuff. This means that you agree to abide by all the Donors Choose rules and regulations. Take your time reading this and make sure you agree to all of this. And then we're going to click Find Your School. So what we're going to do now is, again, Donors Choose serves all kindergarten through 12th grade public schools in the United States. So what I want you to do is I just want you to start typing the name of your school. And I am at Pinnacle View Middle School. So it pops up there for me right there. I am going to pick that. I'm confirming all this information. That is correct. So I will pick yes, continue. I teach the following grades. Now, I know a lot of you teach multiple grades, but what I want you to do is I want you to pick the one grade that the majority of your students are in. So even though I teach 7th and 8th, the majority of my students are in 8th grade, so I am going to choose 8th grade, and I am going to continue. And then here we go. I am going to enter my contact information. So, as we can see here, I am just going down the line and entering my contact information. Now, it does here ask for your personal email. The reason it's asking for your personal email is because a lot of teachers change schools, they change districts, and your Donors Choose account will stay with you throughout your time as a teacher. So use your personal account information. You're going to confirm that information, and then you're going to come up with a password. So make sure you come up with a password and you remember that password. And then let's review that information. You're almost done. Let's double check our registration information here. And then let's go to the teacher tutorial. Very good. Now look, we've got the welcome. We're glad you joined the community. We're going to click through this slideshow real quick. And it's going to tell us, you can definitely come back to this. It's going to just tell you a little bit more about Donors Choose. If you have a question about Donors Choose, this is going to be the place where you get this. Now right here is at the end, it says now click on the link in the email message to verify your account, and let's get started. So we are going to go to that Gmail account that our personal email account that we just went in, and there we go. It says, thank you for registering with Donors Choose. To complete your registration, click the link below. So easy as that. We are now set up and we are in Donors Choose and we're ready to complete our first project. So, what do you need for your classroom? We'll guide you through every step of the way as you create this first project. So what we want to do is we're starting my first project. Here we go. Okay, so welcome. What type of project do we want to create? Since we are all teachers teaching kindergarten through 12th grade here in Arkansas, we are going to be a standard request. We want to do a standard teacher request that is going to be teaching in the classroom. So let's go. Tell us about your students. So what we're doing here is we're creating a case for our project. This is creating a case for your project for not only the project itself, but for us here at Thea Foundation to read about the project that you are requesting those artistic supplies and creative materials through, as well as when it's posted on Donors Choose for others to be able to read and see about what you want to do and to make sure they want to donate to your project. So age group. Which age group levels will benefit from this project? Well, I just told you that I teach 7th and 8th, so it automatically put 8th in there, but I'm going to put 7th as well because I do have some 7th graders. Number of students. How many students will benefit from this project? Well, I teach 5 classes at about 35 each, so I am going to say that's about 175 students that are going to benefit from this one project. What I want you to do is figure out how many students are going to benefit from your project. Now, I'm not going to take up your time and make you watch me type out, but I'm going to give you bullet points of what you need to come back to here so you can make sure that you describe your students in a way that gets by the donor perfect way. Describe your students. Tell us what you love about your students, what makes them special. Specific details about your students are helpful. As you can see here, it says write 2 to 3 paragraphs introducing your students to donors. We don't want you to include individual names, the name of your school. Don't get real specific, but focus on your students. The great thing about this is you have the freedom here to really talk about the needs of your students. I know a lot of you out there, your students have needs that you might not be able to express every day, but here's the time to do it. You know, a lot of our students here, they don't have the funds for artistic supplies and creative materials. So what I really want you to do here is I want you to talk about some of the things that that you would like to do with them, but unfortunately because of lack of funding on your school, your school district, and then on their personal that you're not able to do. But go into details. Tell us about your typical student. Tell us some good things. Really highlight your classroom. Right here, you're going to have to upload a photo of your classroom. Make this fun. It could be an empty classroom. It could be a full classroom. It could be a classroom at the very first day of school or the very last day of the year. But just make sure that when you do this, if you have students in there, it's maybe the back of their heads or You're not putting people's faces too much on there. But this is your classroom. Make sure that people know that this is your space. Again, now once we're going to complete all this, you are going to have to save and continue. You can always come back. So if you want to come back to this, you're more than welcome to. So let's say you type, and it says that you only have 60 words, but you want to go on, because right here you have to have at least 80 words. So you're like, okay, well, I'm going to think about it a little bit more. So you can go on, you're going to save, and you're going to come back to that. So we're going to save and continue to the next step. So as you can see here, this is where you're going to take your list of artistic supplies and creative materials, and you are going to decide which location is going to be the best for you to get those artistic supplies and creative materials. Now, when you are here, you're going to be able to take your time to figure out which one of these many businesses is going to be the best for you. You can go in and choose which one, but you can only choose one of these. Unfortunately, at this time, you cannot get a few from Staples and then a few from School Specialty. Once you choose one, you are going to stick with that one for all of your supplies. For today's case, I am going to stick with Amazon Business. I am going to go to Amazon Business, and I am going to look at all the supplies that they have for me in Amazon Business under Donors Choose for what I am looking for. So what I am looking for is I am looking for dance supplies. So what I want to do here is, since I am a dance teacher, I want to see about dance shoes. I have a wide variety of students in my classroom that, unfortunately, because of just things, they cannot all afford the same type of shoes. We have a dance recital coming up this year, and it's going to be very important that they are in the same type of shoe. So what I'm going to look at is I see that this is the type of shoe right here that I need. So I am going to choose that shoe. And then I am going to select the color black. And I am going to select a variety of sizes. So I'm going to take a 6 and I'm going to add it to my cart. I am going to that is great. It's added to the cart. Submit these items for approval. And that's going to take a second. Very good. And I'm going to keep doing that until I find all the materials that I need. As you can see, there were other things in my cart right there. So you fill up your cart to what you need. And then you are going to summarize what is in your cart. Tell the donors what your students need in one sentence. Say, these supplies are going to help my students in their performance of Les Mis in our Fall Dance Recital Festival. Once you do that, you can move on, but again, you're going to need to fill this all out in its entirety. And then we're going to save and continue. Now here's the fun part too. I want you to think of a creative title for your project. Make it exciting. Capitalize it. Make it look like a book title. Make this fun. This is what people, when they're looking at Donors Choose, this is what's going to grab their attention. Some examples from last year that really caught us our attention was drumming teaches character, hot off the press, rolling in the ink, ukes, not nukes, all the world's a stage. So come up with your own good project title. Look here and see what Donors Choose has some examples. Then tell us about your project. How the materials that you just requested are going to make a difference in your students' learning. This is really about the education. Specifically, name some resources that you chose for your projects and give examples of how they're going to be used. This needs to be about 100 words. Split this up into 2 or 3 paragraphs. Really tell us your thought process behind why you decided this project to do in your classroom, how this is going to help your students, not just in this project, but be more well-rounded in school and as a student. Really talk about your student here as well. And then, right here, which subjects are best fit for this project? Choose up to 2. You have a whole lot here that you can look at. Applied learning, history and civics, literacy and language. So really look and see which subject areas are the best fit for the project that you just created. And then we're going to save and continue again. As you can see, I did not complete all of the things that I needed to that Donors Choose tells me. So when you get to this page, this review page right here where you're reviewing everything, it's going to say, wait, you did not get me all the information I needed. So these edit buttons are going to pull up. Now, as you can see, I did not add anything that I needed to add: the project title, my summary, my students, my project. But let's say that right here in your project that was supposed to be at least 100 words, you were at 80 words. It's going to tell you, hey, you were at 80 words. You might need to go back and fix this. So this is the page that is going to let you go back and fix some of the things that you need to fix before making sure that you submit this for the final. And again, it's going to make sure that you're looking at all of your requests, and it's going to just let you look at everything you need to. Your photo, all your information, and then at the end, right here, where it's not letting me do it yet, you're going to submit your project. Now, once you submit your project, this is very, very important. What I need you to do once you submit that project is I need you to email Nick at theafoundation.org to let him know that you have created your project and you submitted it on Donors Choose. This lets us know here at Thea Foundation that you have submitted your project, that is on Donors Choose. That way it gives us a chance to review it and to look at it, so we can go ahead and make sure that we give that initial half right there of your project. Again, the first things first, theafoundation.org. What we do, Thea's Art Closet. Get started. It's going to take you to that Donors Choose account where it's going to send you a confirmation. It's going to then take you to your Donor Choose account where you can enter all your information, and then you're going to be able to submit your project. So, just a reminder, Thea's Art Closet awards artistic supplies and creative materials for teachers in elementary school up to $1,000, middle school up to $1,500, and high school up to $2,500. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to call us at the Thea Foundation, and we cannot wait to work with you this school year. Please don't hesitate to get your projects in very quickly in the school year. The sooner the better. We have a limited amount of money up there, even though we doubled it this year for y'all. We doubled the amount of money that we sent this 2018-2019 year, but we want to make sure that y'all all get funded. Thank you so much for listening today. If you have any questions, please just let us know.